Odon here in the Tri-State Traffic Center. Would help if I actually turned the microphone on here this morning. Oh, wow, friends, it's early here. 7:06 is our time. Apologize for a little bit of a late start. Just trying to get some of the technical issues here we had yesterday. If you can, the comments are open now on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And we're on my personal page here this morning, just doing some more experimentation as far as how to get the broadcast out to as many people as possible. If you could just make a comment if the audio sounds fairly clear and crisp like it did early last week, like a week ago or so. Yesterday, I think I had some issues. I think I was actually using the um, microphone from the camera because this webcam has a microphone built into it instead of this actual studio mic. I think a setting was changed, but I've put the settings back to this. But if some could go ahead and let me just open up the comments now. If you could just please leave a comment. Just let me know how the audio sounds. Just trying to work all this out, whether it's a situation with the microphone, the program, or my computer, or there's somewhere in the chain, I think maybe a miss here, but I think it may have been that setting because yesterday I was playing some music and I didn't hear it on the replay. So if you could, that would certainly help out greatly. Well, good morning, everybody, here on a Tuesday. We're off to a fairly good start. Again, we have a couple of issues to deal with here for the morning rush hour a little after 7 o'clock, but hopefully things will be a little bit lighter than what we usually do see here for a Tuesday morning. All right. So once again, we are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. You see the information down here at the bottom of the screen. Thank Ralph for his sponsorship of the Tri-State Traffic Show. You can find his information at cranfordvanillabeancreamery.com. And we are also sponsored by Travels with Darley. Make sure you follow Darley all across the country and all across the world on our program, Travels with Darley. You can watch that on PBS Crave, Amazon Prime, Wonderum, and on Ovation TV's Journey. And certainly join Darley for our next virtual program. That's going to be Destination Cities about Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's coming up on Thursday, June the 2nd. At 7 p.m. until 8:30. We're actually going to give some tickets away at 8:15 right after weather. So the first person to post a comment on Facebook or YouTube will win a pair of tickets there to the virtual program. Again, that's on June the 2nd. All right, so let's get into the action here this morning. Our time now is 7:08. Let me bring up all the official banners here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. There we go. We've got that up and running. Let's go to the maps, and we're going to go full screen here this morning. We do have some issues here in Middlesex County getting into Mercer. It's really going to be that westbound side of Route 33. We're getting word that that is going to be completely closed up here this morning with a serious accident, and that is going to be just west of Protoline Way. It's going to be in this area here by Prineville Road. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but again, that is a popular route to get out to the New Jersey Turnpike and Interchange 8. So here it is. It's right in this area here this morning, just west of Protoline Way. So that is still in the process being cleared. Hopefully no one is seriously injured. But once again, that is westbound 33 in Monroe. That is going to be closed up until further notice. So just give yourself some extra travel time if you are going to head out to the New Jersey Turnpike at Interchange 8. All right. So we've got a second crash that just came in. Well, actually, okay, here we go. Now it's really starting to heat up now. So it looks like that crash on 33 is gone. But now we have another crash on 18 at Edgeboro. We know there's a camera there. We've used that before with all that mess about 2 weeks ago with the utility pole that was down. So let's bring up the cameras, shall we? And let's see what the scene is. So if they're saying it's right at Edgeboro, there's the camera. They probably have it on. There it is. Okay, we just lost the camera. Let's just do this again. Close this up. Let's in just a bit for you. And again, that's going northbound, with the car is actually going south in the northbound lane. So interesting here. So again, hopefully no one was injured in this, but certainly that vehicle should be should be facing the way of traffic or the flow of traffic there. So this is northbound on 18 coming up into Edgeboro. So now the police have just arrived on scene. It looks like there's no tow truck or ambulance, or I don't even see the driver of this vehicle. So maybe they're on sitting on the grassy shoulder over on the right hand side by the shopping center. But again, nothing as far as a tow truck has arrived on scene at all. So this is northbound 18. So let's zoom in here. Again, this westbound 33 crash just cleared just a few moments ago. So this is really a tough spot as well on 18 as you come in towards Edgeboro, because everyone's using this to get out to the turnpike and even further up in towards New Brunswick. So there it is right here. So we're looking at probably about a mile or so. We're back to Milltown Road at this point. I got a feeling we're going to be back even south of Dunham's Corner Road here in about the next 10 minutes or so. So just plan your travels accordingly. If you have to get up to the turnpike or making your way north, you may want to, especially if you're watching in this section of Old Bridge, maybe Marlboro, you may want to opt for Route 9 and head north here, just in the chance that this becomes a bigger scene than what we've seen with the cameras just before the turnpike. So again, just budget your time accordingly here this morning. Also, another big issue, it looks like it's going to be on Route 15. This is an overturned tractor trailer. It looks like it's on the ramp to 80. So we know there's a camera there. It's just a matter of whether it will cooperate for the morning rush hour. So we will head over to Interstate 80. Let's just bring these cameras back out just a little bit, and we'll make our way over towards Interstate 80. Now we head over to the Wharton area. And again, this is if this is actually on the ramp, this is going to cause some major headaches here. Let's just see if that camera works. Oh, come on. Okay. So that's not working. So let's head up to the maps, or head over to the maps, I should say. And let's see what we've got. Let's bring up to Route 15. There it is. All right. So let me just zoom out here. Let's just see here. Overturned tractor trailer on Route 15 southbound ramp to westbound 80. Okay. So that's going in the opposite direction, really, of the flow for the morning rush hour. So it's not uh using that ramp to get to 80 east, it's to 80 west. I believe it's going to be right in here. So it's just around this section, passing this Walgreens here and the shopping center. So this is going to be on the southbound side of 15. So really looks like it's the exit ramp. Probably more than likely came around this corner and something happened here. And this is where it's overturned in this section just before Route 80. So we're still backed up a little bit on 15, just because as you come into that area, you're going to see that the exit is closed, and you're like, okay, well, now what do I do? Right. So that's off of southbound 15. But again, it's kind of going against the morning rush hour flow of traffic. The delay is really going to be here as you see it right at the exit ramp, because people are again trying to figure out what to do. So keep an eye on that. That's been out there for about hour or so. So yeah, those are the only two things that are working here at this point. All right, so let's continue on now. In about a minute, we're going to take a first check of the weather with our good friend John Rocco. We check out New Jersey Transit now. We've got some issues on the Raritan Valley line both ways because of looks like one of the freight trains may have struck somebody near Bound Brook. So subject to 15-minute delays there. That's not good. We'll hopefully get some more updates through that location. On the coastline of the corridor, temporary schedules. That's the temporary schedules there. And the river line is subject to 15-minute delays both ways. Delanco Station, we have a broken down train in that location. Let's just take a quick check of path before we get to Johnny and the forecast here this morning. Let's just see if the path alerts will come up. There we go. Let's see. Nothing across the board here this morning, so that's good. We'll check in with our Hudson River crossings. We'll give it the fresh refresh, if you want to call it that. And we will go to the George Washington Bridge, looking at about a half an hour now, closer to 40 at the Lincoln and about 30 at the Holland. So kind of just the normal progression of traffic for the morning rush hour. All right, with that said, here at 7:16. Let's take a look at our first check of the forecast, courtesy of our friend John Rocco. He is a student over at Rutgers University here in New Jersey, and is also president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. You can follow John on Twitter at John Rocco WX. You're going to want to do that because John is taking some time off here from the Tri-State Traffic Show. He'll be back next Tuesday. Again, Monday for the holiday, we are off. But next Tuesday, John will be back with us providing the forecasts. And hopefully we can get John on camera once he finishes up school and finishes up a couple of other commitments that he has. So, again, we really appreciate John making these slides here, doing some awesome work for us here at the Tri-State Traffic Show. So with that said, let's get to the forecast here this morning. And cloudy with a few light rain showers is going to be in play here for the morning rush hour. And they're going to slowly continue to move away from us as we get in towards the mid-morning hours, especially here in New Jersey. You may see a spot shower. So, again, just kind of maybe bring the small umbrella. I don't think really the gigantic golf umbrella is necessary, but the small umbrella is something to just keep handy with you here this morning. Let's go over to the commuter forecast as far as our temperatures are concerned. Again, here into the upper 50s for Long Island, 58 in Islip, 55 in Shirley, and about 59 in Huntington. Throughout the 5 boroughs, pretty much the same deal. I think that's because of some of the clouds that are out there kind of just putting a blanket on things just a bit, and then just kind of leveling off temperatures across the board into the upper 50s and lower 60s. Here in the Garden State, 61 in Trenton, 61 in Camden, and about 60 in Atlantic City, and 55 up in Sussex County, a little bit cooler there. Same thing here in the Hudson Valley, pair of 5s for Poughkeepsie and Patterson and Middletown. And then as you get a little bit further south and towards Yonkers at 59 degrees. Southwestern Connecticut, 51 in Torrington, 54 in Waterbury, and 57 in Hartford. Then along the shoreline, 58 in Norwalk and 58 in Bridgeport. All right, let's get to John's forecast today. Some early morning showers, then turning partly sunny. So once we get through this little bit of morning cloudiness, hopefully we'll get a little bit of sun out there. But the thing is, look at the temperatures, only about 65 in Freehold, 60 in Atlantic City. And as you head north, starting to warm up there in Central Park around 70. It's just amazing that it was close to 95 degrees here on Sunday, and now we're dealing with temps 30 degrees cooler. It's that's weather for you, right? So see here towards the tail end of spring, getting into the early parts of summer, which comes in around, I think summer starts June 21st. Let's talk to Johnny about that. All right, so his potential weather threats for the rest of the week. Again, the early morning showers today, nothing for Wednesday and Thursday, but we got to keep an eye to the sky for Friday for some potential showers there. Also, showers getting into the Memorial Day holiday weekend to start things off on Saturday. So that's something to certainly pay attention to. Perhaps some thunderstorms even Friday evening. So once again, Saturday looks to be a little soggy. Hopefully we can get that out of the way for some of our friends maybe heading down the shore. So you want to stay tuned to John's social media Twitter page, John Rocco WX, for the latest forecast. So again, John will be off the next couple of days. Johnny, thanks for the forecast, and enjoy your time off. And we'll see you back here on the Tri-State Traffic Show on Tuesday of next week. All right, with that said, again, we are brought to you by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey. I want to thank Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery for all of his help here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. So make some of the best handmade ice cream anywhere to be found throughout the entire area. And you can see this is his website, CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. Make some of the most amazing flavors across the board. The core 3, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. Makes a Bananas Foster, which is just amazing ice cream, an award-winning ice cream. He also makes some sorbets. That was really, I mean, I've had sorbet before, but nothing like this. This blood orange sorbet that he makes is just outstanding, especially when it gets hot. You know, this weekend he probably sold out of all of it. He also has a peach mango that he was making. I didn't get a chance to sample it because it just wasn't ready just yet when I was there. I have to go back this week and try to sample some of the peach mango. But again, he also has party cake, which is one of my favorite ice creams, a little whipped cream. It's outstanding. Outstanding, right? I'm getting hungry here in the traffic center. We still haven't had breakfast yet, but again, you can contact Ralph at 908-272-3000. He's located again in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey, in Union County at 22 North Avenue West, which is actually Route 28 if you put it in the GPS because it's a state highway. He's open from 12:30 to 9:30 Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday until 10, and then till 9 o'clock on Sunday. And we thank Ralph for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, so with all of that said, let's get back to the action here this morning across the board. We still have problems on Route 15. That's with that overturned tractor trailer once again in New Jersey. It's on the ramp to westbound 80, so that is still closed up until further notice. This is a new crash here. Let's see, west on 78 in Vauxhall, just west of the Parkway. Looks like that's the local lanes has a problem. And then 18 again at Edgeboro, we have that crash. So let's go to the 78 issue here before we get to the city. I think this camera was working the other day, but we'll take a quick look. This is again by Vauxhall Road on the westbound side. There it is. There she is, right on the local side of things on 78, just west of the Parkway. So now what that is doing is backing traffic up back towards the GSP here at this hour. So let's widen this up just a bit. Again, traffic is a little bit lighter than certainly was a week ago. Everyone's a little bit in holiday mode at this point. So here at 7:22, so we're a little bit lighter, slightly lighter. So again, we're heavy, especially if you're coming off of the Parkway South. Be careful getting onto the westbound side because obviously you don't have a choice to get either into the locals or the express lanes here through this section of Union Township. But if you are watching us, let's say in Newark or Hillside, I'd stay with the express lanes. If you do not have to get off at the Garden State Parkway, if you're taking that further west out to 24, the express lanes are going to be your best friend here this morning. And then also north on the Parkway again, because you have to merge in with all that. So that's what you're going to sit in, maybe about a 10-minute backup at this point. Hopefully no one's injured there, but again, we did see some police that are on scene. All right, so 7:23 is our time. O'Don here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. If you could do me a favor, if you're watching us on YouTube or on Facebook, if you can just post a comment just to let me know how the audio is. Yesterday, I had some issues with the audio. I think it was the fact that it was picking up the audio from the webcam and not from my studio microphone. So just want to make sure that everything sounds as good as what it was a week ago. So I don't know how things got changed, but sometimes programs change and settings get changed, and maybe I need to make an update or something to either the mixer or to the program, because here in the studio with my headphones on, it sounds really good. We just want to make sure that the audio sounds as good going out over the air as it does here in the studio, if you could do me that favor. All right, so let's go to the city now. So the eastbound side. Well, first we'll start here on the south shore of Staten Island. North on the west shore is a little bit busy getting through Arden Avenue. When is that never an issue? You know, some of this cloud cover is helping slightly with the fact of any kind of sun glare out there. So the eastbound side of the Staten Island Expressway is heavy from 440 all the way up and across the Verrazano, and then starting to build some more volume here east on the Belt Parkway. Inbound side of the Gowanus is a solid ride all the way through Industry City. We had some earlier issues here out by Atlantic Avenue. I think that they are still there. So let's bring up the list for the city, and that is going to be 278 eastbound of Flushing Avenue. So Flushing Avenue is around the corner from that. So you know what we do? Let's close out of this, close out of New Jersey Transit. We will close out of that, and let's bring up the city cameras, shall we? City, again, does an amazing job with all of these traffic cameras. It's amazing. When I started, we barely had any cameras whatsoever, and I was working at the time, we had our own cameras that were great, but you know, with all the advances in technology, things are, I think, a lot easier, obviously, to traffic report because of all of these cameras. I mean, there's probably well over 1,000 or maybe more than that. I don't even know how many cameras, honestly, are throughout the city. It could be 2,000 for all I know. It seems like there's a traffic camera on every corner Let's go to Atlantic Avenue. That's inbound heading away. We had those issues there the other day, but not today. Let's continue on. Let's just see if I think this crash was, I think is long gone now. That's inbound that heads away. I think it was right in here by Atlantic Avenue. So let's go to the New York Transit Museum. If anybody's out there watching here this morning has ever been to the Transit Museum, please let me know because I'd love to go over and see that. I think that's maybe that's something we do for the channel. Maybe get in and do a little tour of the New York City Transit Museum. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let's just see it here at Sand Street. What do we got? What do we got? So that's northbound on the continuing on to it's the BQE here at Flushing Avenue, just past Tillery Street. We've got this broken down tractor trailer closing up a lane, but it looks like it's more on the shoulder there because it's really only two lanes because of these um, white lines here as you get past Tillery Street. So yeah, so that's going to be out there for the time being. Again, not going to be causing a terrible delay. It's right in this area, but it's coming. It's not in the general flow of traffic. We're here at 7:27. Also seeing some delays here on the FDR. So let's go there while we're in that same neighborhood. Out of that camera, we will bring things on over across the water. And let's just see here. FDR Catherine. I don't see anything as far as an accident is concerned. Um, this here, FDR at the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't see anything there. So it's possible whatever it was cleared, but let's just check it out again. I don't really see anything. You gotta get the FDR drive. So this is all north this morning. So it's definitely obviously a heavy ride. Let's go over to the maps, and yeah, that's up into the Williamsburg Bridge. It's kind of normal there. We've got some delays here on the BQE getting south of Queens Boulevard across the Kosciuszko Bridge, and then north on the BQE into the Grand Central is heavy. Go out to Queens now. Van Wyck both ways from the interchange down to the Belt is a solid ride. West on the Belt is heavy passing Kennedy on towards Cross Bay, and then north on the Cross Island. Look at this, lots of stop and go traffic from Sunrise Highway all the way up on into the LIE, and then both ways of the LIE out through the fairgrounds. When is that never an issue, right? South, or actually Queensbound, Whitestone, Throgsneck is starting to build a lot of volume, and the Bronx, westbound Cross Bronx, out of the interchange to the Bronx River. Southbound Bruckner is heavy, and then the Deegan south of essentially the Moshulu all the way in to the George Washington Bridge also is going to be a heavy ride. Let's give you a check now of your transit situation. We'll start things off with the subways. We'll see what the deal is here. Some reroutes on the F train and the M line from Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue, and Queens to 47th, 50th Streets in Rockefeller Center. That southbound trains are running on the M line, so just keep that in mind. Let's go to the rails now. We'll take a look at Long Island Railroad through Queens. Everything is good there. Metro North, everything out of Grand Central Station also is going to be in good shape. All right. So with that said, we're coming up on 7:30 now across the board here on a Tuesday. And again, Odon here in the Tri-State Traffic Show, Traffic Center. I've got the cans on, as they say in the radio business. Just if you can, leave a comment. Just let me know how the audio sounds. We've had some issues here yesterday with the audio coming through as clean as it was the other day. I have a feeling it was a situation where it was the webcam was picking up the microphone and not so much the studio camera. But again, just let me know how the audio sounds. Actually, I'm going to play a little music here. And just let me know if you hear the music here. All right, we're here at 7:30. Welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show for a Tuesday morning. Friends, things are just a little bit lighter out there than, let's say, what we saw last Tuesday. So that's some very, very welcome news. And we have to, again, welcome our brand new sponsor to the broadcast, Travels with Darley. You can watch her on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonderum, as well as Ovation TV's Journey. And she has her upcoming virtual program on city of Santa Fe in New Mexico. I've never been to New Mexico, never been to Santa Fe, Albuquerque, but always one of those bucket list items, right? I just want to get out there and especially for I have balloon festivals. It's very popular with hot air ballooning. And again, her virtual program, courtesy of the Smithsonian Associates, that's who she's partnered up with, is on June the 2nd. That's Thursday, June the 2nd. That's a week from Thursday at 7 p.m. until 8:30. And we're also going to give away some tickets here coming up at 8:15, right after weather. So the first person to leave a comment on Facebook or YouTube will get those tickets. Just email me and we'll pass the information over to Darley and get you all hooked up with those tickets. So again, we thank Travels with Darley for being the sponsor of this half hour of the Tri-State Traffic Show. Okay, so let's get back to the action here this morning. And our first stop is going to be out on Long Island. We say a very good morning to our friends out on Long Island early on this Tuesday morning. You know what? I'm going to go full screen here because I think it's just a little bit easier to go ahead and take a look at what's going on. So we will start it off here. It looks like something I think is going on to the Meadowbrook as you get into the northern. Now, usually that is normally a heavy ride. I think it's some rubbernecking because this eastbound northern looks like it has a crash just before the area of the Northern State Parkway. So let me load up the Long Island incident list here this morning. Check it out in real time. Let's see what we've got. There it is, East Northern, IU Willits Road and Glen Cove Road. So yeah, that's just before the Meadowbrook here. So let's go to the, let's go to the cameras here this morning. We have some comments. Let's see what we've got here. Alexandra, good morning to you. She is coming into, she is from Manhattan here this morning. She's went into work, so that's good. A smooth ride on the main Bergen line and path. And Alexandra, if you could just let me know, how does the audio sound? You're our first person to leave a comment here on the show, as you always are. We thank you so much for the support here on the Tri-State Traffic Shows. Let me know how the audio sounds. Yesterday, the audio didn't sound that great, so I'm just trying to do a little bit of troubleshooting. It gets a little tough for me to hear it. I can't bring up a program feed per se, like back in my TV days where I'm able to actually see and hear what's actually going out over the air, just what I see from the stream. So good morning, Alexandra. Great that the main Bergen and path are on or close to schedule. So let's show you what the deal is here this morning with the Northern State. Whoa, that's a little bit, there we go. I don't know what's going on with this map. So we got to bring it down here. I can get rid of all of this. I don't need all of that. I know what I'm on here. So let's head into the Northern State Parkway and we'll, oh, come on here. What is going on? Let's just see. Alexandra, thank you very much. All right. She says the audio is perfecto. Awesome. And Alexandra, you're interested in going to Darley's show coming up at 8:15, please leave a comment there. We'll get you some tickets. That's coming up in a week's time. Our virtual program, courtesy of our friends over at Smithsonian Associates. Really a great program. You know, I used to go to those the speaker series at NJ Pack in Newark, and it's very similar to that, where they bring in a speaker for an hour to lecture, and then you have a question and answer period for about a half an hour. So I really enjoy those. Hopefully they'll be back here. Obviously, with the COVID situation, the last couple of years has made things a lot fairly challenging, I should say, do things. So we're in Long Island, and let me just refresh this map because it's not playing nice here this morning. I don't know why. I can't bring up that camera. Got all this other stuff that it just okay. Here we go. There we go. No. Oh, what is going on with this map? Crazy. That's all I want to do is zoom in here, and it's giving me like just a small section of the map, which is ridiculous. Let's go to there. Let's just see. Wow, I need to play the lottery tonight for more reasons than just because I pulled the right camera at the right time. So there it is here, east on the northern. We've got this wreck involving, let's see, 1, 2, potentially 3 vehicles there. So again, hopefully no one's injured, but again, that's on the eastbound side of the Northern State Parkway, just before the Meadowbrook State Parkway. And they're saying out by Hillside Avenue. That's where this camera is located, right in the median. So We've got your left lanes shut down here until further notice. So it must have just happened because we just see state police now on scene, and there is obviously no ambulance at this point. Hopefully, no one's seriously injured, as we say. But again, there's no other emergency apparatus. So this one could be out there for a little while. So again, it must have just happened here just a few moments ago. And that's on that eastbound side here over by Hillside Avenue. Let's go to the maps and we'll kind of show you the deal. So it's just in this area as you come in. Again, here is Hillside Avenue itself. The camera is located probably, if I had to take a guess, it's probably right in here somewhere. So just be careful because this is the exit for Meadowbrook Parkway. So now what it is doing is causing a lot of rubbernecking delays on the westbound side here out of Old Westbury Road as you get onto the northbound side of the Meadowbrook. Be careful here this morning. You've got to be extra travel time as you head up in towards the northern state because you're going to sit in that rubbernecking delay. All right. So with that said, we'll take a look at the southern state here at 737. Both ways of the southern state parkway is fairly busy from 19 all the way out through just about exit 28A for 135. And the north on the Wantagh, I think as word is getting out now as the BMS signs here from my good friends at Inform are in effect along the southern state parkway. They are talking about the crash here on the northern state. So some are going to venture up to the Wantagh Parkway this morning. If you're watching us as a east of the Wantagh, I think the better play is to go north on 135, take that up to the LIE. Don't get off on the northern, get off on the LIE west because look at this LIE here. You're going to get on just as it starts to break up by 10. Just you're going to sit in this a brief delay for about 2 minutes maybe. And then you can cruise on past all of this delay here on the northern. So again, if you're watching us east of the Wantagh here this morning, I would say go with 135 north. If you need to travel west, if you normally, let's say, either use the southern or the northern, depending on where you're going, obviously. But that is going to be a much better ride for you. All right, check out the LIE here in Suffolk County. Going west at Vets is a little bit slow. Also, westbound here at Deer Park Avenue is going to be just a bit onto the brakes. We'll take a check of the rest of Suffolk County, I should say. Sunrise Highway, we're fine here in Sayville, all the way through Bayshore, through the merge. But the eastbound side of Sunrise Highway, again, heavy out to the Hamptons, Waterville, Bridgehampton. Again, we may start to see an uptick in this traffic as we get closer towards the weekend, where folks are going to be taking, let's say, Thursday, Friday off, making a long holiday weekend and trying to get out to the Hamptons early instead of waiting till Friday afternoon. Or maybe they're going to chopper in from the South Street Seaport or something like that. But if you're going to be driving, keep an eye on this. And look, everyone out there knows the drill about when to leave, when to start, with the whole thing. So nothing out of the ordinary getting out towards the Hamptons. Again, let's check in with where are we going to go here, Smitty? We want to go to, this is that crash again. Let's give a refresh to see if we have any other details to give you. So again, that's the big issue here on the island is the eastbound side of the northern just before the Meadowbrook. We've got this crash. That is 2 vehicles. Wow, they're pretty banged up there. And looks like there's another vehicle facing the opposite way. So it looks like we have 3 involved. And I did see when they had the camera a little wider, there was another vehicle on the right shoulder. Now, whether that was involved in this crash, I'm not sure. Or just somebody pulled over to go ahead and stop. So again, this is this problem here. So hopefully all the drivers are out. I don't know where the drivers are. I wouldn't imagine that they're still in the vehicle. But it's possible, or they're off onto the state police brought them over here to the grassy shoulder here. But I think they rebit her off, or probably over here because they've got the traffic blocked off, taking out those 2 left lanes. So once again, this is the eastbound side of the northern state. As you come up towards the Meadowbrook State Parkway, we've got the 2 left lanes are going to be out of service. All right, our time now is 7:40. Good morning, everyone. Thanks a lot for tuning us here in. I can't even talk straight. Wow. Bonk. This is the Tri-State Traffic Show for an early Tuesday morning. You can hear it in my voice. It's an early Tuesday morning. Wow, right? Let's go over towards Connecticut now, and we'll get another check of the forecast. And we're going to take a quick break at 7:45. Let's go to Connecticut. We'll call up the traffic incident list across the Constitution state. Let's see what we've got working here. Just some delays in 84 and 91. Typical delays, Bridgeport down through Stamford, delays in the Merritt, delays across the board. Okay, so there really is no major accidents to or broken down vehicles or whatnot. So it's just a lot of volume here this morning. Straight out of Bridgeport through Fairfield, go 27, straight on down the line all the way through 11. Then you get a little bit of relief until you get to exit 9 down through about exit 4. Let's head up towards the Merritt. And, this looks pretty good through Trumbull. It's just really south of 48 in towards south of 46 is really where we're starting to see some backups here this morning. And now we're getting an early word of possible that's a crash going the opposite way, heading northbound. But let's just come in here this morning over towards exit 44. So, yeah, so from about 48 through 46 into 44 is heavy. And then further down the line, south of 41, all the way down into 37 or so through New Canaan. Getting through New Canaan is a little bit slow. The ride in Greenwich doesn't look terrible here. So far, so good at this hour. So let's come out of Connecticut at this point. Let's go to lower Westchester. We'll check out the vibe here. And the vibe is starting to see some red here on the eastbound cross county as you come in towards the Hutch, and then both ways the Hutch, the cross county interchange. Like, when is that never an issue? I mean, it always sounds it always backs up no matter what time of the day. And then north on the Hutch, a little bit heavy out by Weaver Street. And then south on the Hutch, you're saying just into 127, potential crash there. New England Thruway always is the best ride. Going north and south, if you don't have to make any stops or that's not your final destination, is lower Westchester. If you're just kind of using the cut through, always go for the New England Thruway here for the morning rush hour. It always moves. There's a lot more lanes and just again, it's just a better drive. So we'll continue over to a look of 287 now, and we'll go east of Elmsford about exit 3 through about 5. Starting to build up that early volume. Then we'll make our way on over to the southbound thruway this morning, south of the Garden State Parkway connector in Rockland. We'll go 14 on over to the Tappan Zee Bridge. Is a little bit slow. What else is new, right? On over to Orange County, the thruway, Route 6. So we are fine. Same thing on 84. 17th Goshen looks good. 84 in over the Beacon Bridge is good into Fishkill. And then west on 84 out of the Connecticut line on into Brewster. Again, what else is new? South along 684 is heavy through Katona and on over towards Golden's Bridge out of Purdy. So again, it's kind of just the normal traffic pattern, albeit a little bit lighter than, let's say, what we saw a week ago this morning. So that is certainly in your favor. And again, as I think as we go through the week, the progression of the traffic through the week certainly get lighter as we make our way through Thursday and Friday. All right, so with that said, let's check in with Metro North for our rail customers. We'll just check to see if there's any changes there. We checked in with them just a few moments ago, and we are on or close to schedule across the board. So is Long Island Railroad, so the trains are playing nicely here for the morning rush hour. So that is some very good news there. We'll do another quick refresh here before we're coming up on weather in about 30 seconds. So I just want to give you a refresh on the Hudson River crossings just to check out the deal here. And just the regular progression of traffic for the morning rush hour at the George Washington Bridge, an average about 35. Lincoln is really stacked in now, about 45. And again, that can be some folks just trying to get into the office because they're going to either do the work from home thing or just take off for the rest of the week. So 36 minutes there at the Holland Tunnel. All right. So with that said, here this morning, let's get a check of your forecast, courtesy of our good friend, John Rocco here at exactly 7:45. Wow. I actually hit the post there with the weather. Can you believe it? Usually I'm just rambling along here. And we just kind of go through half the break, but 7:45 is your time. Good morning to you. Let's talk to you about John's forecast. Now, you may see a spot shower throughout the area here for, the next couple of hours or so. It's a little bit cloudy out there, so I really don't think the sun glare is a terrible issue here for the morning ride. Let's take a look at some of our early morning temperatures across the island. 58 in Islip, 59 in Westbury, 57 there in Farmingville, and on the North Shore of 59 in Huntington, 57 in Port Jefferson. Now, most of these temperatures are pretty much kind of hanging around the same markers from the upper 50s to lower 60s, as you can see it here in the city. 59 degrees in Flushing, 60 up in the Bronx. Over to the Garden State now. The cooler spot, if you want to call it that, is going to be Sussex County coming in at a pair of 5s. Also Atlantic City at 60 and 59 in Cape May. Let's take a look at the Hudson Valley again. Into the mid to upper 50s across the board with a warmer spot. Starting things off here around 59 degrees in Yonkers and to southwestern Connecticut. Torrington coming in at the cooler spots of 51 degrees. 57 in Hartford and 58 in Bridgeport. Let's take a look at John's forecast for today. Early morning showers. Then that's going to break away from us, getting in towards the upper 60s to lower 70s and turning a little bit partly sunny, depending on where you are. But look at those temperatures. Again, Trenton 66 for a high today, where over the weekend, the high was like 93 or 94. It's amazing, almost 25 degrees cooler in less than 48 plus hours or so, 72 hours maybe. So just sort of remarkable kind of turnaround back into spring as we had a little preview of summer. But hey, I'm not going to complain. The air conditioner's taking a break. So once again, as you get closer to the shoreline, I think a little bit cooler, 60 in Atlantic City, 67 in Islip, and then up towards Andover at 70. And 66 in New Haven. Let's take a look at John's potential weather threats for the rest of the week. Again, once you get past these early morning showers, nothing looking on the radar here for Wednesday, Thursday, but we have to potentially deal with some storms and some showers for Friday evening, getting in towards Saturday morning, early Saturday afternoon. So that first part of the holiday weekend can be kind of iffy, but you want to stay tuned to John's Twitter page at John Rocco WX. John is going to take some time off, so we're not going to have any forecasting here for the rest of the week, but you want to stay tuned to his social media pages for the rest of the week. And he'll be joining us back here on the Tri-State Traffic Show next Tuesday. So once again, that's the part that we have to take a look at, and I'll be back on Friday evening for the holiday getaway traffic, where weather could potentially impact things around our area for some heading out of town to get to wherever they're going to go here for maybe down the shore, out to the East End, or upstate for the holiday weekend. So we're going to come on in the air at 4 o'clock on Friday from 4 to 6. We'll do some getaway traffic, and we'll keep an eye on the weather. So, even some of the weather that may slow down some of the folks leaving Friday night or even Saturday morning. They may even leave a little later, or let's say Saturday afternoon, depending on when the weather gets out of here. So maybe kind of a staggered start to the holiday weekend, but we'll get you through it here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. Once again, we are sponsored by Travels with Darley, and she has her upcoming program coming up on June 2nd. That's Thursday, and you can watch her on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonderum, and on Ovation TV's Journey. And certainly, again, join Darley for a virtual program called Destination Cities that's highlighting Santa Fe, New Mexico. So if you're ever thinking about heading out towards the southwest of the country, her program starts at 7 p.m. until 8:30. Again, we're giving away a pair of tickets here coming up at 8:15, right after the weather. That'll be the first person to comment at 8:15, or just a little bit after when I kind of open up the comment board, right? I don't have any phone lines, but we'll do the comment boards. We'll get a pair of tickets there for Darley's virtual program once again on Thursday, June the 2nd. It's coming up in about a little less than 2 weeks or so, beginning at 7 p.m. Now, if you're not familiar with Darley, let's just show you what she is all about and Travels with Darley.
I'm Darley Newman, and we're in Albany, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, Selma, Alabama, Colorado, Hayward, Wisconsin, at the site of the Lumberjack World Championships.
We're road tripping across the USA on epic trails for adventure.
If I were on the battlefield, I would have run.
Cuisine.
It smells really good. Wow.
You got one?
I got a jalapeno in there.
History.
Prior to this canal opening, boats to get to the center of the country had to go down around Florida and up the Mississippi.
Dr. Martin Luther King delivering his amazing "How long, not long" speech.
And culture.
Where's Bob Ross when you need him?
Discover what's in your own backyard on an all-new season of Travels with Darlie.
Those are good. Cattails, who knew? Wow, 6th generation.
Yes.
Amazing.
120 proof smooth, right?
1, 2, 3.
So that is just a little sample of Travels with Darlie. That's the teaser trailer for her season that's on the air now. That's season 9, dealing with going through some of the great trails that you can do throughout the country. So the New York Empire Trail, really amazing stuff. Same thing for the trails down in Charleston, South Carolina. So once again, you can find her on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonderum, and Ovations TV's Journey, and we thank her and Travels with Darlie for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. Okay, so let's go back to our maps now here this morning, and we'll take a look at what else we've got going on early on a Tuesday, and for the most part, let's go back to New Jersey now. Starting to heat up things just a little bit. Let's go back to the incident list for the Garden State, and that is going to be the city and Long Island, so we don't want that for right now. We go towards 18, and this is going to be that earlier problem here as you got out. Excuse me. Go full screen here this morning as you get out towards Edgeboro Road. So things are improving there. So once again, 18 is still just a little bit backed up. This morning, it feels like I'm a little backed up. We got the little bit of the hiccups here. Pardon me. I just took some water there in the break. So we'll get things settled up here in the traffic center. All right, so let's go to 18. Let's just take a look at the delay. I think it may have, it's still there at Edgeboro, but once again, all of our travel lanes are open. We want to go to the cameras now. Let's just go back to the camera list. I'm already on the list, and that's the problem with, I have a 32-inch monitor here in the traffic center, and it just doesn't seem to be big enough as far as to accommodate all of these websites. Where are we going now? Where am I going? 18 at Edgeboro. That's where we want. 18 at Edgeboro. Let's just show you proof positive here this morning that accident was cleared. So it was right in here, right before the traffic light on 18. You know what? Let's just bring this over here. It was right there. She got closer towards Edgeboro Road. So now that once again is now out of the way. So some good news there. Hopefully in about the next 10 minutes, that traffic will begin to alleviate, as they say. All right. So let's go to, now we got a problem here in Cranford. About 1.5 miles or maybe 2 miles away from Ralph there in Cranford. But again, this is 28 North Avenue in Cranford. Everything is shut both ways at the Parkway. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera there. They're saying a gas main break. So let's just show you. We'll kind of map that out for you and give you the idea where that is. Okay, so this is going to be out in front of the new Quick Check here this morning. So I'm not sure what side of, they're saying at the Garden State Parkway. So here's the Parkway, but whether it's to the west of the Parkway, getting closer to Cranford, or heading east as you're trying to make your approach in towards Roselle Park, not quite sure here at this point. But I think it's right in front of the Roundhouse out by the Starbucks and the Dairy Queen here this morning, out by the Sunoco station. I think it's probably right in here. They're saying a gas main leak. So I would imagine Cranford police are on scene. They're probably, I had to take a guess, I would say that if they're going to close it off, they're probably closing it off here at Elizabeth Avenue, because this is a little bit bigger street than coming down John Street. If you're familiar with the Cranford area, as probably many know that I am, so this is a much bigger street. So I think Cranford PD would probably close it off here at Elizabeth Ave, and then maybe close it off as well here at Centennial Avenue. Maybe just local traffic getting through here. It really just depends on where this gas main leak is. If it's here out by the Dunkin' Donuts and the Dairy Queen, or is further west, as you come past the condos here this morning. So we'll keep an eye on that. That could be a bit of a problem here for our friends, especially who use 28 to get into Elizabeth or Roselle Park, or even really just to get out to the Parkway. So if you're watching us in Cranford, I think you're obviously going to be better off heading down Centennial Avenue and getting onto the Parkway at 136. Don't try to get on at 137 because you're going to have some issues there. Let's go back to the incident list. We've got vehicle fire and 17 at Moonachie Ave. This is in Woodridge. This is out before Teterboro Airport. I think there is a camera here, so let's just see what we've got going on early on a Tuesday, and there's a camera right there. What's the likelihood that this camera is working and we see stuff? Yeah, wow. All right. Let's see here. Let's zoom in on that. And DOT is going to do the same thing. We thank our friends at DOT State Police for the cameras. They were saying a vehicle fire, but I don't see any like residual smoke. So it may have just been this maybe in this van here, maybe had some engine smoke or of some type, but the tow truck is on scene. We've got police here and squeezing everything over to the far left lane. Again, this is in Woodbridge, just as you go north on 17 out of East Rutherford or so, just as you come up in towards the Bendix Diner. I want to kind of put that on the map for you as well. So this is just before Teterboro Airport. Where are we here? Yes, there it is, just north of 120. So again, be careful here as you head north in towards Moonachie Avenue this morning. Going to be tied up well past Route 120. So we're going to say probably about 10 plus minutes or so. If you're coming off of Route 3, you can get onto 120, but maybe stay with Washington Avenue over to Moonachie Avenue, and then reconnect there with 17 if that's where you have to head points north up to 46, or just say Washington Avenue, Liberty Street, passing the eastern side of Teterboro Airport. So that is what left, I guess, of a vehicle fire still being cleared. All right, the time now is 7:57, and I think Auntie Anna just commented, yes, buenos dias. Good morning to you. Thanks a lot for joining us here early on a Tuesday morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, we have our ticket giveaway. Hopefully we can get somebody to post a comment on Facebook as well as Twitter this morning for tickets to Darley's live virtual program, and that is on Thursday, June the 2nd. All right. Good morning, Auntie Anna. Once again, let me know if you're headed up to Caldwell here this morning. Parkway so far so good, except for a little backed up here by exit 140. Parkway both ways here, 280 to 78 is going to be a solid ride, and most of the southbound delay is because of that earlier crash on westbound 78. That kind of took its toll there back through the Irvington area. We will head over to the Parkway in Bloomfield, kind of what else is new there. Out by 148 or so, but Route 3 is playing fairly nicely. 46 is heavy. You straight from Route 23 into Union Boulevard. I think something may have happened there. Yes, that's the case. I don't think there's a camera here on 46. There is a camera, I know it, but whether it actually works or not, that's a completely different story. So let's head over to where am I going? There we go. Isn't that the question we're all asking? Where are we all going, right? Let's close out of 18. We're going to go back to the cameras now. We have to zoom this out. I'm coming up on the top of the hour here, and we're going to kind of do a game reset, but I just want to check out that situation here this morning. 46. So we go US 46. There it is. Let's see if the Union Boulevard camera is working. Nope, that one's out of service. We'll go here at 23 just to see if the delay is back towards 23. Thing there. Let's check it out going south. The camera we want. Yeah, so this is eastbound here at 23. So there's definitely something going on in that vicinity of Union Boulevard, getting east of Route 23. So you may want to stay with Interstate 80 instead, but 80 building traffic through Totowa, out by Union Boulevard there at 55. Then the westbound side of 80, Route 80 is heavy into Route 20, just west of the Parkway, and then 17 both ways getting through Essex Street and Lodi is starting to load up just a bit. So with that said, here this morning, again, we're coming up on the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. Let me just move the microphone again. Alexandra says that our audio sounds absolutely perfect. That's what I'd like to see or hear actually here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. This is up and running now. There we go. Got our music working. Good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning us in here for a Tuesday here at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. It's busy through the 5 boroughs and the city. We have some issues out on Long Island to deal with. Same thing in New Jersey, which we're going to get back to because of another issue on 80 and Route 15 there in the Wharton area. We'll get to that in just a brief moment. But again, just wanted to welcome you here. We're on Facebook, or actually on my personal Facebook here this morning, just doing some more testing and seeing where we can get some of the most of our audience here on Facebook and YouTube. We're also streaming to Twitter as well. And our show is also brought to you this half hour by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, located at 22 North Avenue West in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey, 272-3000. Get a hold of Ralph and head over for some of the best ice cream in the tri-state area. You can get more information on the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery at CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. You can also follow him on social media, on Instagram. Post a lot of great pictures of some of the happenings there at the shop. All right. So with that said, we're live here at 8:02. Let's share the screen again, and we'll bring up the maps. And we do have issues here along Route 80 now. It looks like some backing up this morning as get in towards Route 15. Now, I think this is just some general volume here this morning, but we're still being told about the issues along Route 15 heading south that overturned tractor trailer, closing up the ramp to westbound 80. Now, it's just got the fresh update here about 5 minutes ago, so that is still an active scene. Also, we have issues in Cranford along North Avenue, both ways out by the Parkway. Everything is going to be shut there. So let's go to that because I'm going to pull up the Cranford Twitter page in a minute just to check in with them. You also can see some delays on 80 heading east in Parsippany. Also, westbound on coming off of 280 is going to be a little backed up as well. Honestly, this shirt that I'm wearing is probably not the best for this background because I feel like I'm just blending into the background, but just quickly grab it all out of the closet. Eastbound on 24 is going to be a little heavy now through Columbia Turnpike, so you want to look for that here this morning. Eastbound on 78, let's check that out. So it looks like we have an accident here just east of Old Wick Road and exit 24, so that's slowing things up. But 287 is in great shape except for the Edison area as you travel north off of 440. And then again, between about exits 10 through 12 and Route 9, certainly a little bit busier. But, your Garden State Parkway is fine all the way through Monmouth County, Ocean County. We're picking up some backups here in the Lakewood area out through about exit 89 or so. Talk to our friends in the Deptford area. 42 and 55 is going to be a little bit slow. Again, what else is new in both ways at Haddon Heights along 295? That's also a bit slow just south of 168. Heading down to Atlantic City, Cape May, AC Expressway. All is in good order. So now we're going to go to that Cranford issue because this is going to tie drivers up along Route 28, which is North Avenue to the locals here this morning. So this is going to be in the area just west of the Parkway, it looks like, out by the drive-through Starbucks this morning. So it looks like it may be closed here out by Elizabeth Avenue. Let's just see if I can bring up the Cranford Twitter page. Let's just check it out in real time. No. Let's just see. Cranford. See what we've got. Township of Cranford, Twitter. Let's see if the police have posted anything here this morning. This computer to actually, help us out. And I don't see anything here. So, okay. So nothing being reported there is probably on their Facebook page. I'm just trying to see if I can get a handle as far as what the closure is, that section of Route 28, which is North Avenue. All right, so that's going to be an issue here. That's probably ongoing. It's a gas main break they're talking about in that section of Cranford this morning. So if you're in Cranford, you're better off using exit 136 to get onto the Parkway than exit 137. Let's take a look at where we're going to go next. Take a look at our Hudson River crossings now. Let's drill down and see what we've got. Again, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, please, comments are open. Certainly, if you can, just post a comment on Facebook. I just want to see if that is working. And we made a last-minute audible there, and we're actually on my personal page, just trying to do some more testing to see how the Facebook comments come through. And again, at 8:15, after weather, our first person to comment who's interested in getting some tickets to Darley Newman's virtual program about Santa Fe coming up on Thursday, June the 2nd. We'll be giving away some tickets right after weather for the first person to comment on Facebook or YouTube. All right, so we got about an hour now at the Lincoln, about a half an hour at the Holland, about 35 the George Washington Bridge. So pretty much par on course. That Lincoln Tunnel, to me, it seems a little bit exceptionally heavier than maybe what it should be. Bay Extension a little bit heavy here at 14, so it's north on the Turnpike. Getting in towards interchange 14. But yeah, we're really stacked and packed here along Route 3, east of the Eastern Spur, and that inbound side, once again, closer to the hour mark. I think, again, it's another situation where a lot of our friends are trying to get into the office before getting out to making a very, very long holiday weekend, or using the home work from home situation as part of their routine. Getting out to the weekends here, especially as we get into the warmer weather in the summertime. I think that's what we're going to see in like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday. Things are going to tail off in just a bit. All right. So with that said, definitely you can see it's a little bit lighter than normal, because look at Staten Island. I mean, just some pockets of volume here east of Toad Hill Road down to the Verrazano. I even think that that's going to ease out just a bit. And again, with some of the cloud cover, as Johnny had said, that is certainly helping matters out greatly. I mean, that if you trying to see the best way to put this. If there is cloud cover, I think you're certainly better off having it for the morning rush hour, kind of that gray cloudiness, because that's going to help out traffic with any kind of sun glare. It just makes things a lot easier than, hey, if it gets sunnier later, that's fine, but at least you got into work on time. So we're heavy across the Verrazano. Eastbound on the belt is slowing up here out by Bay 8th Street. Now the westbound belt, I think at Flatbush, we may have a problem just before the Mill Basin bridge. Can't call it the drawbridge because it's no longer a drawbridge, but that's on that westbound side. Looks like we've got a crash there coming out of just west of about Pennsylvania Avenue or so. Inbound Gowanus is just getting hammered here. What else is new? So now they're saying potentially another crash here on the Gowanus as you come up towards just off the top of the world here by Hamilton Avenue. So let's just see if we can check that out. Let's just see what that is. This is north on the BQE, the ramp. I don't see anything there. Let's just come down a little bit further down the line. No, that's looking at the subway station. How about the Smith Street subway station? Smith and 9th Street is the highest subway platform in the world. Baseball for you there. Let's try the Gowanus, the Prospect. Wow, that is just jammed. I mean, you're barely moving. This is such a difficult spot to drive. It is unreal how many people use this section of the Gowanus. It's crazy. It is just driven that many times. And again, it's just a solid ride 24/7. Now, these are on Hamilton Avenue. We don't want that. Let's just see here. Going to be at the Battery Tunnel. We'll say that delay is about 10-12 minutes or so. The BQE through the trench here in Sackett Street. That's inbound coming up towards us. That's going to be a mess as well. So again, what else is new? Let's see what else we've got here this morning. We go towards, let's go to Manhattan now. Let's just check out the vibe here at 8:10. We're about 5 minutes away from the ticket giveaway, as well as another check of our cloudy start forecast. So it looks like the FDR Drive going north here of the Williamsburg Bridge. We've got some issues. Let's check that out in real time with the cameras. Let's just see what the situation is here. So that's the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, BMW. That's, you remember the bridges, right? As we head north of the, this is north of the Williamsburg. Let's see, facing north. So that's northbound that's headed away. I don't see anything there. I'll continue further out towards 10th Street. There it is. There it is, right in here. So we got NYPD on scene. So that's going to be north of the Williamsburg Bridge. Let's just see if I can zoom out of that. Yeah. So we're just north of the Williamsburg Bridge. But again, the damage is done here. You can see just absolutely hammered trying to get into that location with that crash being cleared. All right. So we got a northbound FDR issue, southbound on the BQE. We are heavy as you get across the Kosciuszko Bridge down into Flushing Avenue. But again, what else is new? We will go to the inbound side of the Midtown Tunnel, about 25 minutes there, about 10 minutes at the Queensboro Bridge. The RFK Triborough, probably in that 10-minute category as well, heading into Manhattan and the Bronx. But the Harlem River Drive does not look terrible. It really is just crowded into 125th. But after that, it's beginning to ease up just a little bit for us south by Gracie Mansion. And then the west side also is heavy coming right off the bridge down in towards, I'd say the about 125th Street or so, give or take. We head out to Queens very quickly. And the westbound LIE, what else is new here? And you kind of set your watch to these delays. We'll go all the way from Casino Boulevard on into essentially the BQE, both ways to the Grand Central. From the Clearview over to the Kew Gardens interchange is heavy, but the Jackie Robinson Parkway is actually doing pretty well here this morning, both ways, getting into the interchange, and then both ways to Van Wyck. Again, just a disaster both ways there through Hillside Avenue. And let's go Liberty Avenue. Let's go over towards the northbound. Again, north on the Cross Island is really heavy here from Sunrise Highway all the way up into the LIE. I think south is fairly heavy coming off of the Grand Central as well. So not sure if anything happened there. Let me just see if there's a camera on the Cross Island. For some reason, Cross Island, there's not very many cameras through that stretch. 8:12 is our time. Good morning, everyone, for watching. Again, if you can leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, please do so. Helps out things greatly here in the Tri-State Traffic Show. Trying to get things up and running, essentially running a traffic and weather station out of my living room. So if you can, that certainly helps us out very, very much. Let's see it here at Union Turnpike. And that's pretty heavy here in either direction. I just don't know what direction we are looking this morning. All kinds of kind of looks the same there. Nothing up to the LIE. So we want to head over to, let's see here out by the racetrack. That's going to be a solid ride heading northbound. So for the most part, kind of typical fare for the ride. Let's go up to the Bronx and actually the Whitestone Expressway, heavy both ways, the Cross Island down in towards Northern Boulevard or so. We go to the Bronx, like Whitestone is heavy into Queens, west on the Cross Bronx. Now it looks like we're getting word of another crash here this morning. This time it's coming off of the George. So we want to check in with our friends over at the city. We go to the Verrazano upper level. So now we're getting a crash going into Brooklyn at the on the Verrazano. There's the FDR Drive. We've got that issue and nothing reported there. But again, we're coming up on weather here in about 2 minutes, and our ticket giveaway for Travels with Darley and Darley Newman and her virtual program coming up on June the 2nd. Let's see if we can give away some tickets here. Yesterday was a little quiet in the comment section, but please post a comment on Facebook and YouTube. We'll get you all hooked up with some tickets there after her program. So let's go in this area here on the CBX. I don't see anything. This is the northbound side traffic coming towards us this morning. I mean, there's just a ton of cameras here on the Cross Bronx. So this is going to be heading north as well, or east. Find this if there is a crash here, that's okay. It's southern, that's fine. I want to get closer towards Crotona, that's okay. I don't see anything there. And we head let's just see, camera actually really looks good, quite honestly. That's going to be eastbound heading away. I'm just talking about camera quality, not so much the traffic is concerned. Let's make our way back here at just east. So I think there is something going on in that location. Let's check it out by White Plains Road, because it looked like there was some extra traffic here This is going to be heading west into the Bronx River Parkway, but I think it's pretty much par for the course as I use more of my golf analogies. That's westbound heading out to the area of White Plains Road, and this is at the Bronx River Parkway. That's westbound heading away. So, again, a lot of heavy traffic there this morning through the borough of the Bronx. All right, here this morning we are going to let's do this. Let's go over to weather now. Courtesy of our good friend John Rocco. He is a meteorology student, and he wants to be a on camera or on the air meteorologist. That's what Johnny is studying for, and we thank him for the weather forecast. And he's also president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. Keep that in mind. Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. And you can follow John on Twitter at John Rocco WX, and does an awesome job with our graphics. So John is saying for this morning, you may see a spot shower throughout the area. So kind of just keep that in mind. Lots of clouds out there to start. Hopefully the clouds will slowly move out of the way, kind of an overcast early morning. So sun glare is going to be at an extreme minimum here across the tri-state area. Let's take a look at some of the temperatures to start this Tuesday morning off in towards the mid to upper 50s along Long Island, 59 in Huntington, 57 in Port Jeff. Also in the city, 59 to 60 across the board for the 5 boroughs. As we head towards New Jersey, again, pretty much the same. We're up in Sussex County, a pair of 5s up there. For our friends up towards High Point, a little bit cooler, and 61 in Trenton and 59 in Lakewood. Let's head up to the Hudson Valley now. 55 in Poughkeepsie, 55 in Patterson, as well as 59 in Yonkers. A little bit warmer there, and towards southwestern Connecticut. Really, the coolest spot is up towards Litchfield County in Torrington at 51 and 58 in Bridgeport. So here's John's forecast for today. Potential for some early morning showers across the board, then partly sunny skies will ensue. But look at those temperatures, only into the mid to upper 60s to just about 70 or so. And that's about it. It really is amazing that, a couple days ago that we were seeing temps in towards the 90s throughout parts of the area. So just really amazing to see how this the fluctuation in temperatures get in until we start to settle in to that summertime pattern again. As the G-Man has always told me that, hey, Memorial Day could be, it's really a 50-50 split. We've had some Memorial Days where it's been 56 and rain, and some others that's been 90. So we'll keep an eye on that for this upcoming weekend. So that's John's forecast for today, mid to upper 60s to just about 70. And here is just a little bit of a further outlook. Once you get past the showers today, it looks like we're kind of in the clear for Wednesday, Thursday with some nice temperatures. And then the potential for some showers for Friday evening is something we have to keep an eye on. And again, I'll be on the air with the holiday getaway traffic for Friday afternoon, beginning at 4 o'clock until 6. Also, a chance for showers getting into Saturday. So we'll see how the weather plays out for the getaway for the holiday weekend. Hopefully, we can get this out of the way, have some nice weather, especially for the Memorial Day parades on a Monday. So we thank John Rocco. Again, you can follow him. He's our Rutgers meteorology student, president of the Weather Watchers Club, and you can follow him at John Rocco WX on Twitter, and certainly head over there for the latest forecast. John's going to take a little time off on the Tri-State Traffic Show, going on vacation until next week. So, John, thank you, sir, for the forecast. Enjoy your time off. So, with all of that said, we're ready to give away some tickets to Darley Newman's newest program. This is on Thursday, June the 2nd. Darley has so graciously come aboard as a sponsor here of the Tri-State Traffic Show. Thank her very much. This is Destination Cities Santa Fe. That's going to take place with her friends over at the Smithsonian Associates, a virtual program starting on 7 p.m. on Thursday, June the 2nd. So if you would like tickets to that, be the first person to comment on Facebook or YouTube. We'll put you on the air, and we'll give you some tickets here for Charlie's upcoming virtual program. Again, that's Thursday, June the 2nd, Destination Cities. That's going to be talking about Santa Fe in New Mexico, the southwestern section of our great country. If you're planning to head out there for a vacation or just always wanted to know about Santa Fe, definitely want to tune into Darley's presentation. Always a great job by Darley. Gives you the best spots to head out to, what you can do, lots of adventure type things to get involved in Santa Fe. Just have a whole lot of fun with your vacation. So again, we're giving away some tickets to Destination Cities Santa Fe. That's Thursday, June the 2nd from 7 to 8:30. Be the first person to comment on YouTube or Facebook. I'm going to open up the comments right now. So the comments are open. So go ahead and do that. And also, again, subscribe and like us here on YouTube. All right. So again, those tickets are up here this morning. Let's go back to the action here across the board. But first, let's show you some of the weather observation places around our area. And again, we're also sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Head over to beautiful Cranford, New Jersey. Enjoy some of the greatest ice cream in the tri-state area at Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery.com. All right, so over at EWR 65 at Overcast here, that reporting station came in about 30 minutes ago. Fair skies at Kabreski at 60. And again, pretty much temperatures 61, 60, 61, 62, all within a degree of each other out on the island. Kennedy coming in at 60. Same thing with 61 at LaGuardia, 62 in Somerville, and 60 in Teterboro with overcast skies. So that's just a sample of some of the conditions out there on a very early Tuesday morning. All right, with that said, let's go to Connecticut now, shall we? Well, first, you know what we want to do? Let's do this. Let's take a check of the rails very quickly for our friends out on Long Island, because I want to check in with that northern state issue. Subways are in pretty good shape. Rails, let's take a look at Long Island Railroad. We're fine. Pascagoula Valley, substitute busing. That's going to be coming up on the Pascagoula Valley and 30 minutes there in New Jersey. Let's go to the cameras. First, let's go to the Long Island incident list just to see if this is still active. And this is going to be east on the northern here this morning before the Meadowbrook. Yes, that is active. Let's go towards the Long Island cameras, shall we? Let's zoom out of this because it was causing me all kinds of issues here. No, we don't want that. There we go. We're going to bring this up and we're going to zoom in and give you the details. Now, this was a 3-car crash that took place about, I'd say about a half an hour or so ago, and it's really backing up that Northern State Parkway. Now, this is closer towards Hillside Avenue. Let's just zoom in there and see if we can get some more details. Okay, so it looks like for the most part at this point, here we go again. I can't move the mouse. Come on, what is going on here, friends? What I want. I just want to show you the camera here at Hillside Avenue. That's all. There we go. Now we got it. All right. So we showed the video to see what we got. So it looks like 2 of the 3 vehicles have been cleared. It looks like that Hyundai Santa Fe has certainly seen better days, but hopefully no one was seriously injured. That's the only thing that we're concerned about, that everyone walked away from this crash. It was a 3-car crash, and looks like that's going to get onto the flatbed here in just a moment. So again, let's set the scene. Game reset. This is eastbound side of the northern state, just before the Meadowbrook. We've got the 2 left lanes out of service, and this has been out there for about the last half an hour. Let's just show you how far back that delay gets as we go towards our Long Island map. There it is this morning. So here is the Meadowbrook State Parkway, and it's all the way back to the connector now. So the eastbound side, I think you're better off with the LIE. If you can get onto the LIE, that's going to give you a lot more space to maneuver coming through that area. Let's continue on here this morning over to the Meadowbrook, and it's also, again, this is a lot of rubbernecking issues here on the Meadowbrook as you head up into the northern state. Just a lot of extra volume because everyone's stopping to take a look to see what the deal is here with the eastbound northern state. So again, if you're watching us in Hicksville, Plainview, again, you're going to sit in this delay at 135. You're better off with the westbound LIE, which I think now some folks are starting to realize the situation here with the rubbernecking delays. Hopefully they're watching the Tri-State Traffic Show. And again, please subscribe. Just look at some of the analytics yesterday. About half of our audience has not subscribed to the channel, so please do that if you can. That certainly helps out things here for myself and the staff at the Tri-State Traffic Center. So the Wantagh Parkway is a little bit busy onto the westbound northern. Again, some folks are avoiding this delay onto the Meadowbrook. And again, I think the play is here. If you're watching us on the South Shore and have to head north and west, go to 135, get on the LIE there just before Syosset and Jericho Turnpike, and then head west here. Now you're going to start to crowd up in towards about exit 39. Both ways at the southern is heavy this morning from about 18, 19 all the way out through about exit 28. And then west on the southern is going to be a solid ride getting in towards Route 109. Let's head west, I should say east. West on the LIE is heavy into 111. But again, out to Vets Highway, what else is new there? We make our way out to the east end. Still a lot of traffic this morning heading out through Hamptons Bays and Southampton. Let's continue on now. Let's see. We'll take a look at the North Shore. Things are fine there. Out of East Northport, 25A is a little bit slow through Huntington. And again, this is coming through the traffic lights. It's kind of usually what we see, even 107 through Glenhead out of Glen Cove. That's going to be a little bit busy as well. All right, so let's come out of the island now here at 826. Let's make our way up towards Connecticut. We'll check in with my friends here. Let's just see what the vibe. Let's just get the latest fresh refresh here. All right, so that vehicle will be up on the flatbed here momentarily as state police are kind of just awaiting that to provide some safety barriers there for the crew of the fire department from for this crash. So again, that should be out of the way here shortly. But again, the damage done, as they say. So you know what? We're going to leave that camera up and running for now. Hopefully the computer just doesn't completely shut down. We're going to get a new computer here shortly. I'm just, you know what it is, friends? All honesty, I'm just waiting for Apple to see what they're going to announce. If they announce anything at WWDC coming up in about 2 weeks' time on June the 6th. I'm just waiting to see for my Mac Mini. I don't want to buy something that's 2 years old if something new is just around the corner, right? So we're just kind of just waiting for that. So with that said, let's go to the traffic incident list for Connecticut. We'll see if there's any accidents or problems here. And again, the first one to post a comment, Facebook and YouTube, if you're interested in going to Darlene Newman's virtual program on Santa Fe, New Mexico. And that is coming up on June the 2nd. And that's from 7 p.m. to 8:30. Give away a pair of tickets to you to go ahead and enjoy that program. Again, coming up in about week's time. So just delays across the board on the Merit. Same thing with 95. We'll go to the maps again. We'll show you the situation. South out of Trumbull will go about exit 49, straight on down the line in towards about exit 36 is heavy. And then through Bridgeport, it doesn't look terrible here. South on Route 8, the 8 and 25, a little heavy getting out to 95. And then south along the South Shore from Fairfield about, I'd say exit 22, straight on down the line all the way through just about exit 5. So just a ton of traffic there, but no incidents. So that's some good news. Let's take a look at Lower Westchester as we do another game reset here coming up at 8:30. East along 287 is heavy straight off the bridge all the way out to exit 5 in White Plains. That backs itself back to Rockland County. There's a lot of heavy, steady moving traffic. Also north on the Hutch, getting into Weaver Street is heavy. The New England Thruway, we're fine both ways across county. Coming into the Hutch is going to be a solid ride as well. Let's take a look at what we've got going on here this morning over to Rockland County, where the Thruway, again, it just slowly backs up here at interchange 12 or so, just east of the Palisades Parkway. Let's widen things up as we get in towards Harriman, Woodbury, 84, Route 17, Route 6, 84 across the Beacon Bridge. That looks in pretty good shape. So does the rest of Upper Westchester through Brewster. West on 84 is a little bit slow. You get out of Connecticut, but again, what else is new, right? The Sawmill, Taconic, all moving fine here in Upper Westchester, 684. Again, it's a little bit lighter than what we saw a week ago or so as you head out in towards Katona area, Golden's Bridge, and Purdy's. All right, so 8:29 is our time. Let's give you the rundown here along Metro North and also the subways and the buses. Subways are going to be looking good. Let's take a look at the Staten Island Railway very quickly. The 806 Great Kills to St. George, that is not running. And the 8 o'clock Tottenville to St. George make all local stops. Okay, there. Rails, let's take a look at Metro North. Everything is fine across the board. The planned substitute busing, that's coming up here in about 20 minutes time in New Jersey. And now we're picking up some delays in the Oyster Bay branch of Long Island Railroad, and that's 753 from Jamaica at 8:51 is about 10 minutes through Mineola because the signal trouble is through Queens Village. So if you're using that line, just be careful here this morning. All right, with that said, we're going to go back to the maps. We'll head back to New Jersey in just a quick moment, but we want to just say a very big warm welcome to everybody watching the Tri-State Traffic Show here at 8:30 on this very early Tuesday morning. Now, the cloud cover, as John has said, certainly hampering some of the sun glare, which is some good news for drivers. But again, kind of a cloudy gray start. Well, last and final check coming up at 8:45 here for your Tuesday morning ride. And as I said earlier in the show, it seems to be a little bit lighter than normally what we would see for a Tuesday, let's say per se like last week or so, I should say. So that is a little bit of good news. Again, we're getting into the holiday week here, and I imagine that traffic is probably going to be thinning out as we continue on throughout the week. So we'll put our overlays in, and we'll put up our sponsor for this half hour is Travels with Darley. She can be seen on PBS Create, also on Amazon Prime, also on Wondrum and Ovation TV's Journey. And she is proudly sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. Welcome here to the family. We thank you very much, Darley, for the support here in the Tri-State Traffic Center. So she is our sponsor for this half hour. She also has that virtual program coming up on June the 2nd, about 8-9 days or so from now, on Santa Fe in New Mexico. Really a great program. Been to a number of her programs virtually from the Smithsonian Associates. And certainly if you're headed out that way for vacation or just want to know more about Santa Fe, certainly you can get tickets there. The website is at the bottom of the screen. Also giving away some tickets to the first person that comments on YouTube and Facebook. So might as well get them for free, right? To Darley's show on June the 2nd from 7 p.m. to 8:30. And again, we thank Darley and Travels with Darley for being a proud sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, so let's go back to the maps here this morning. We do have some issues, and this is going to be in New Jersey now. We have Route 80. We've got some problems here this morning. As you get out towards Route 15, is going to be a little bit slow. Let's go back to the incident list, and now we're starting to light things up here. Unfortunately, pretty busy now. Couple of issues on the Garden State Parkway. We'll get to that in a moment, but this eastbound 80, that's why that was delayed here out by exit 35. Looks like a broken down vehicle. That's still being cleared. What else are they saying now? 78 west approaching the Parkway express lanes. We've got one lane shut there. Also the Parkway going north in Lakewood out by exit 90. So that's going to be an issue there this morning. And then the other issue is here in Cranford. We've got problems on North Avenue. Definitely got reports there. I think my brother just came through there out to work. So, yeah, that's going to be a gas main break. So that's definitely confirmed here this morning. So we will, let's just see any latest update there. Sorry about that, friends. Just taking a look at the phone real quick. Certainly you don't want to do that while you're driving. I do that here in the traffic center, but please put those phones down. Please do that. So 80 is backed up from exit 30 out through about exit 35 or so. Again, with that broken down vehicle. The Parkway doesn't look bad here this morning. Just some congestion. What else is new from 280 in towards Bloomfield? And then south along the Parkway is heavy through that long-term construction in Union. But then further south of that, Clark, Cranford, things are fine. It's going to be here along Route 28. Which to the locals, this is going to be North Avenue, just west of the Parkway. It looks like that is where, again, trying to get a handle as far as exactly where this is closed. It's out by the Dunkin' Donuts or the Dairy Queen, or it's east of it, out closer towards the Wawa. So again, here's the Wawa. The new Quick Check is here by the Tesla charging stations. This is right off of exit 137 of the Parkway. So I'm not sure exactly where that is closed. I want to say that it's probably west of the Parkway, because then again, as you head east here this morning of this just east of the Wawa, just as you go past these last two streets in Cranford. I think Carpenter Place is actually the last street in Cranford. This is where Rosedale Park kind of kicks in here out by Frenchie's bar. So I think it's on the west side of North Avenue, just west of the Parkway. So again, just watch for that. If you are watching us in Cranford, I think the easiest way to get on the Parkway is going to be come down to exit 136 and reconnect there. Just come down Centennial Avenue. I think it's going to be is going to give you a lot of extra, it's going to save you some time. And yes, that's exactly what it is. It's west of the Parkway here, out by Elizabeth Avenue. And I have a feeling if it is, if they're saying it's closed, but no, I don't want Starbucks, or yes, I probably could go for a Starbucks. Oh, these maps, it's driving me nuts. We go, because you can see the ramp here off the Parkway South to North Avenue West to get into Cranford is all backed up, and now it's onto the ramp. So I would have to say it's probably close here at Elizabeth Avenue. They're going to send traffic down here. Again, friends, school is still in session, only a little less than a month or so. But Elizabeth Avenue, I believe that's where they're probably going to send traffic. Now, it depends on where the gas main is. If it's out by the Quick Check, well, it's a different story. But I have a feeling that this section here could be shut down in both ways from Centennial Avenue on over towards Elizabeth Avenue. But that's not what they're saying. They're just saying both ways. At the Parkway at this point, they're saying is closed. All right, so with that said, here at 8:36, again, we're giving away a pair of tickets to Darley Newman's virtual program on Santa Fe, New Mexico, coming up on June the 2nd. To be the first person to comment on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll give you a pair of tickets to that show. So we've got a couple comments here already from earlier on in the morning. We head to the Parkway issues now. Let's go down here to, there it is, out by exit 90 or so. See how bad that out by Route 88. You know what I want to do? Let's bring up the turnpike, the Parkway cameras, I should say, through that stretch, just to see if we can see anything. There's the Parkway down here to south of 89. Let's see if that camera is working. It is not. So we go closer to 91. That is going to be fine. I think it's just in that stretch closer towards exit 90. But let's just see if it's back to the Toms River tolls. We are not, so that is moving fine. We'll go back to the maps. And again, it's just north of 89 through about 91, or just south of 91. We've got that crash. So again, be careful watching us in Brick this morning, especially if you make the interchange there with the northbound Parkway at Route 70. So the Parkway all through the southern sections of Ocean County is fine. Let's get further south of that through Atlantic City. Looks pretty good. And heading over towards 55 and 42 is still a little backed up. But again, it's a lot lighter than it was yesterday for the most part. We're starting to thin it out a little bit earlier. I think, again, we're starting to get into that holiday mode. And then 29 through the Trenton Tunnel is going to be a solid ride for our State House workers. You know what? Let me see if I can bring up the cameras there on 29 just to kind of just show you what you're dealing with. It's probably just a lot of stop and go traffic, and I really don't think that there's much to really argue about there. Let's go to Route 29. Let's bring that up. 29, Route 3. No, I don't want the turnpike. It's not what I want. There it is, Route 29. So we want to go southbound tunnel entrance here, just past 129. Well, that's going the wrong way. So we want northbound here to see if that's the camera that comes around the curve. That is not working. So this is all inbound traffic up to the Capitol on the left. This is going to be at 129. I think this is the camera around the curve. We'll see. No, that's not working. The northbound tunnel entrance, maybe it's this one. Nope, that one is not working. So as we get up towards Cass Street, we'll check that out here. Let's just see what we've got. And of course, the camera is looking at a pole. So we head towards Warren Street. Let's just see, let's make sure there's nothing happening here. Yeah, it's just a lot of heavy traffic getting into the Capitol. All right, our time now is 8:39. And once again, we're giving away a pair of tickets to Darley Newman's virtual program on Santa Fe, New Mexico, coming up on June the 2nd. We thank her for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. We're about 5 minutes away from a last and final check of weather. Please go ahead and leave a comment. Facebook, YouTube, first one gets those tickets. They're up for grabs here this morning. All right, so we're going to come out of New Jersey. Let's just head over towards let's go to Central Jersey now, because we're going to kind of finish up with New Jersey for the morning. East on 78, there was an earlier accident out at Old Wick Road in 24. That is gone. But further out towards Phillipsburg looks pretty good. So does 46, 80 all the way out to the Gap is fine. But again, it's 80 getting into Route 15. That's where we're seeing delays there because of that broken down vehicle. Also, 208 coming into Goffle Road is going to be a little bit slow. Route 4 is a solid ride at Hackensack Avenue. And then we've got west on 80, a little bit heavy west of the Parkway as you head out towards Route 20. But again, what else is new? Same thing west along Route 3 at the 46 interchange is going to be a solid ride. All right, Parkway, Turnpike, Eastern and Western spurs don't look terrible. Just north, getting onto the Eastern spur is a little bit slow. Same thing here at 14. The Bay Extension, again, is just a bit backed up here this morning. But again, that's kind of par for the course. Let's give you a fresh update on the Hudson River crossings now. We'll see what the scene is here at the George Washington Bridge. On average, about 35 to 40 for the upper lower. Get down now to about 45 minutes or so at the Lincoln or so. That was just about the hour mark at the Lincoln. Also about 30 minutes here at the Holland Tunnel. Let's give you a last and final check of New Jersey Transit now this morning. We'll check in with the rails to see what we've got. We've got Hudson Bergen Light Rail. We've got departure out of Hoboken to 22nd Street. That's canceled, the 856. Also, the Raritan Valley line is subject to still the 15-minute delays because of some issues out near Boundbrook, where they're saying a pedestrian was struck. Hopefully it's not serious, but again, people and trains don't mix when they're not people on trains. And then arrival on the High Bridge is up to 25 minutes late there. The 852 because of earlier equipment availability issues down the corridor and the coastline. These are just some temporary schedule adjustments because of the work being done on the Laurel Avenue Bridge in Homedale. Let's go to Path now. Let's see what the latest updates are here from our friends at the Port Authority. Again, we're giving away a pair of tickets to Travels with Darley and Darley Newman's virtual program, focusing on Santa Fe, New Mexico, coming up on June the 2nd for the first person to comment here on Facebook or YouTube. All right, so nothing along Path, so that is some good news. Let's go back to the incident list one more time just to see what else is popping up here this morning. We got the Parkway crash here, another one here south at 142. We got the shoulder out of service there. 18 at Edgeboro, that crash is long gone, and our delays are starting to thin out. All right, so we take a look at the city and Long Island. We've got still with that eastbound northern state situation. Now we got a westbound crash on the southern. We'll get to that in a moment. The Verrazano now upper level. That's where I want to go, and just to see what that's doing to Staten Island traffic. Head over here. Yeah, that's really starting to load up now. Let's go to the city cameras here in about 2 minutes. We'll do a last and final check. We'll take a quick break for a sponsor check, as well as another check of our forecast for the Tuesday morning ride. So we want to go to the Verrazano. Let's nope. Got all right. So let's head over to here. See the bridge. I don't know. Narrows Road. That's really the service road there. See here. Yeah. So that's all heading up to the upper level where this crash is being reported. Is at the upper level. Yeah. Upper level in the Brooklyn, 2 lanes are shut. So stay downstairs, or if you can. Going to give you a little bit more give here this morning coming off of the expressway. Let's continue on. Well, that's the, you know what, let's just, while we're here, we have the camera, let's just give you the refresh here, because that accident is cleared now off to the right shoulder. This is eastbound on the northern getting into the Meadowbrook. So hopefully this will ease out here in about the next 10 minutes time. We will come off of this in just a second. I'll close up that camera and go back here. I just want to see how far back our delays get. This is over by Highland Boulevard. Yeah, that's the eastbound side coming out of Toad Hill Road. is going to be a solid ride. Let's continue over here up towards Clove Road. See it there. That's eastbound. That's heading away from us. Again, it's a little slow because of the crash at the Verrazano or on the Verrazano. So you want to stay with the lower roadway instead. Is going to be the much easier ride. So once you get past that, what that is doing is holding back traffic for that inbound Gowanus through Fort Hamilton Parkway. If you're about ready to get on here at Fort Hamilton to the Gowanus, for saying, well, where is everybody? Well, it's because of this crash on the upper level of the Verrazano. East along the belt is pretty solid from the Verrazano, heading all the way out towards Coney Island Avenue, and then eastbound, more troubles out by Mill Basin. Looks like we crash in both directions. So that's really backing, especially that westbound side is just absolutely hammered from the Van Wyck all the way in towards the Patrick Basin Bridge, just west of Rockaway Parkway. I mean, just absolutely no relief there whatsoever. All right, so we'll get back to the city here. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a look at our forecast from Mr. John Rocco. He is our Rutgers meteorology student in training, and he's also the president of the Rutgers Weather Watchers Club. Thank him for providing the forecast here for the Tri-State Traffic Show. So John is saying the potential is out there for a spot shower here this morning as we make our way through getting in towards the mid-morning hours. So again, just a cloudy gray start to your morning ride, which can help out a little bit just because there is no sun glare really. So that's good news. All right, so we'll take a look at some of our temperatures now, starting this Tuesday morning off into the upper 50s across Long Island, also over towards the city, closer towards 60. And again, that's kind of what we're seeing, pretty much a evening of the temperatures across the board here in the Garden State. 59 in Cape May, 61 in Camden, 55 up towards Sussex County. Let's go towards Hudson Valley temperatures here into the mid to upper 50s, a little warmer in Yonkers at 59. On over towards southwestern Connecticut, about 51 in Torrington, 57 in Hartford, and 58 in Bridgeport. Let's take a look at John's forecast for today. Once we get rid of some of these early morning showers, then partly sunny. The temperature is definitely cooler than they were yesterday, in towards the mid to upper 60s, maybe getting a 70 onto the board here in Central Park, as well as 70 in Andover, 67 in Islip, and 66 in New Haven. So definitely a lot cooler. It's still amazing that, 3 days ago it was into the 90s. Let's take a look at John's extended forecast here this morning. Some earlier showers. Once we get rid of those for today, it looks like tomorrow and Thursday should be pretty nice days with temperatures, again, basically into the upper 60s, into the lower 70s. Also have to keep an eye out to the sky for some PM showers on Friday. So that can impact the getaway holiday weekend traffic. And speaking of that, we will be on the air beginning at 4 p.m. on Friday from 4 to 6 to get you through any traffic troubles or weather troubles or whatever comes our way for the holiday getaway weekend. And those chance of showers, that probability continues in towards Saturday. So it could be a bit of a soggy start for the beginning half or beginning part of, I don't want to say half because there's an extended weekend with the holiday on Monday, but with the chance of showers getting in towards Saturday for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. And again, we thank John. You can follow him at John Rocco WX, JONROCCOWX on Twitter. John's can take some time off here for the next couple of days. We'll reconnect next Tuesday. John's going on vacation, so we thank him for the forecast, and he may be posting a couple updates there on his Twitter page. But John taking some well-deserved time off here at in the Tri-State Traffic Center. Again, we thank Johnny. And have a great vacation, my friend. Also, we are sponsored by Travels with Darley. She has come on board here as our newest sponsor. And if you're not familiar with Darley, maybe you've seen her on PBS Create. She's also on Wondrum and Amazon Prime and Ovation TV's Journey. She has an upcoming virtual program called Destination Cities Santa Fe that's coming up Thursday, June the 2nd from 7 p.m. until 8:30. And you can get tickets there. The website is coming across the screen. This is the promotion here. Once again, Thursday, June the 2nd from 7 until 8:30. Does a great job with these virtual programs. If you're If you just have always wanted to know anything about Santa Fe, this is the program to join. Or if you're heading out there on vacation, just tell you all the hot spots, things, fun things to do in Santa Fe to make it just a great vacation. So once again, that's on Thursday, June the 2nd from 7 p.m. until 8:30. That is Destinations Cities. That is courtesy of her friends over at the Smithsonian Associates. Now, if you're not familiar with Charlie, here's a little bit of Charlie's show
I'm
looks
Charlie
like.
Newman, and we're in Albany, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, Selma, Alabama, Colorado, Hayward, Wisconsin, at the site of the Lumberjack World Championships.
We're road tripping across the USA on epic trails for adventure.
If I were on the battlefield, I would have run.
Cuisine.
It smells really good. Wow.
You got one?
I got a jalapeno in there.
History.
Prior to this canal opening, boats to get to the center of the country had to go down around Florida and up the Mississippi.
Dr. Martin Luther King delivering his amazing "How long, not long" speech.
And culture.
Where's Bob Ross when you need him?
Discover what's in your own backyard on an all-new season of Travels with Darlie.
These are good. Cattails, who knew? Wow, 6th generation.
Yes.
Amazing.
120 proof smooth, right?
1, 2, 3.
So again, we thank Travels to Darlie for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show, and that's just a little bit of what you can expect when you take a look at Travels with Darlie. Once again, on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonderum, and also on Ovation TV's Journey. And this is her upcoming program, once again, on Thursday, June the 2nd. If you want to know anything about and all to know about the great things to do in Santa Fe, in New Mexico, certainly join the program. Once again, Thursday, June the 2nd from 7 to 8:30. And you can see the website at the bottom of the screen in the scroll for more information to get tickets to her program. Again, we thank her so much for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, so let's go back to the maps here this morning. And it is pretty fairly busy here throughout the 5 boroughs. Our comment section is open here for those who can comment on Facebook and Twitter. If somebody can comment on Facebook, even just to say hello, just type in hi, thumbs up, or whatever. I just want to make sure how that stream is going out to Facebook here from the Tri-State Traffic Show Center. All right, so we go to Brooklyn now, and the inbound side of Gowanus is just absolutely getting hammered here. Still coming up from the Prospect in towards the area of Atlantic Avenue. And pretty solid ride getting up in towards the Brooklyn Bridge. So I'd say the Battery Tunnel at about 15 minutes or so. Williamsburg Bridge really starting to load up now. That's probably 15 to 20 minutes. About 15 or so at the Brooklyn Bridge. Manhattan is usually always the best of the bridges. About a half an hour now here on the approach into the Queens Midtown Tunnel. 15 to 20 at the Queensboro Bridge. And then the BQE getting south of Queens Boulevard is heavy, getting all the way out through Flushing Avenue and on over towards the Promenade. I don't think anything has happened there. No, I don't see anything there. We head out to Queens, take a look at the Cross Island is busy from Sunrise Highway all the way up into the LIE. Eastbound LIE is just a parking lot, essentially out of the fairgrounds all the way out through the Clearview out to the island, and then both ways to the Van Wyck. Again, what else is new? You know what? Let's just show you that Van Wyck Expressway. I call it Van Wyck. Some people call it Van Wyck. I don't think you'll ever settle on a proper way to say that name. I think there's just going to be too much debate as there been over the years. So go to Richmond Hill this morning. Let's take a look at the Van Wyck at Atlantic. Greatest of cameras, but no, it's the same camera I just brought up. There's about 4 cameras in that same spot. 109th, looking at a tree, so that's always fun. And then we go closer towards, I mean, it's just a mess in both directions. I mean, it's just, like this thing is always under construction. It's just, it's like just that picture there is just kind of like, it just shows you kind of like New York City. You got the subway, you've got the cars, you've got the overpasses, just showing busy conditions, I guess, for the city that never sleeps, right? Let's take a look at it here at Hillside Avenue. What else is new? This is heading up, passing hospital getting in towards the Kew Gardens interchange. But again, what else is new there? All right, our time is 8:54. Going to wrap up here in about 5 minutes time. The approach is up to the Whitestone Bridge. So that's going to be a solid ride, about 15 or so minutes at the RFK Triborough. And then you've got a lot of red here now on the Harlow River Drive from 125th, getting all the way down to the Queensboro Bridge. The westbound side of the Cross Bronx is loaded up here because the outbound lower roadway at the George is beginning to set up there now. Heavy right out of the interchange over to the bridge. South on the Bruckner is a little bit slow here, heading out towards Soundview and the Bronx River Parkway. And then south on the Deegan is heavy passing Yankee Stadium. And then both ways here at Willis is a bit of a busy ride. North on the Bruckner, we're a solid ride right out of the Throgs Neck, getting up into the Hutch. And then south along the Deegan is still a little bit slow, but certainly seen worse at this time of the morning. Is still a little bit busy heading out passing the Mosholu Parkway. Mosholu Parkway, I think, is probably one of the only roads I've never actually driven on. It's a very, very small parkway, but again, the Mosholu I've never actually been on, but the Mosholu actually looks like it's quite slow here, getting in towards the Deegan south of the Henry Hudson Parkway. So I'm not sure if something has happened there out by Jerome Avenue, but again, kind of keep that in mind. All right, so let's head out to Long Island. We'll check in with our issues here on the northern state. You did see the camera just a moment ago that everything has been cleared there, getting out to the Meadowbrook Parkway. So all your travel lanes are open. So that's beginning to thin out just a bit. And as we just want to widen up because it takes out some of that stuff. The Meadowbrook is still pretty heavy. Again, a lot of this was rubbernecking delays getting into that crash just east of IU Willits Road. Westbound LIE, we're pretty solid here this morning as we traverse on over towards just west of exit 40 over to 39. But the northern is thinned out really nicely here now in both directions out by the Wantagh, and then west on the LIE, still some crowding here in towards 135. 135, Wantagh looks good. Southern State, we still see some pockets of volume here. Heading out east of the Wantagh through 135, then going west of the Meadowbrook on over towards Peninsula Boulevard. But again, it is beginning to thin out fairly nicely here, getting into the mid-morning hours. Still a little bit of light congestion west on the LIE at Deer Park Avenue, and then out to the Hamptons. Again, what else is new? Lots of traffic out of Hampton Bays, Southampton, in towards Watermill. All right, so we're going to close up Long Island here for the morning. We go up to Connecticut now. Another spot check here, south on the 8 and 25. That's going to be a solid ride getting across the board. We want to go to the Merritt Parkway, a little congestion here at exit 50, and then further south in towards about exit 44 down through 41 or so. And then into Route 7 from 39 on over to 36. The shoreline is busy. We'll put it about 18 all the way down to 5 is going to be a solid ride. Let's check out Metro North, shall we? Give you the fresh refresh, if you say. We've got about 5 more minutes or so left in the big broadcast here for a Tuesday. We thank all of our friends that are watching us. But again, if you can, subscribe, please, to the YouTube channel. It really helps me out greatly. Again, like I said, I saw some of the metrics here, and about half of our audience is not subscribed. So if you can, please do me a favor and go ahead and do that. Still some delays in the Port Jeff branch through Mineola, trouble near Queens Village with signal issues that's affecting the Oyster Bay, Port Jeff, and Ronkonkoma branches. Kind of sounds like that guy that was in person that was in Penn Station in the city, would sit in the booth and say, the so-and-so arrival of, or the, departure on the Raritan Valley line heading to, Union, Cranford, Garwood. I thought that had to be like the greatest job in the world. But maybe not to him, but it was always great to hear that. And now I think things are probably more automated than anything else. We'll finish up here with the Hudson Valley, shall we? Some eastbound delays on 287 into Elmsford, then the Hutch pretty busy heading north up in towards Weaver Street, and then across county still pretty busy just west of the Hutch. Now the Tappan Zee, still some light volume there. 287 south of the Palisades is still on the brakes. We head up towards Orange, Dutchess counties, again 84, 684. That is all rolling along very, very nicely. Now we go back to New Jersey very, very quickly here this morning. Just want to see what our latest update is with the North Avenue situation at Cranford. That's going to be Route 28, so still out by the Garden State Parkway. That is shut. Now we have a new crash here north on 295, south of exit 67 in Lawrence. So look for that. You know what? Let's just see if we can bring up the camera there before we sign off for the morning. This, I think there's the cameras still out there. Let's see if they got it kind of looking south. This is the camera at Route 1. See if that will come up, going once, twice, 3 times out. So we hit this camera here by Baker's Basin. There it is. All right. So oh, come on. Thank our friends over at DOT for the cameras here this morning. So that's northbound. It's only the 2 left lanes are open with this crash involving, looks like possibly this vehicle carrying an oversized trailer. So interesting situation there. Hopefully no one's seriously injured. But as you can see, our delays are well back towards about Route 33. Just starting to hit the brakes here, coming into Route 33. Again, about a 15 to 20 minute backup. All right. So with that said, here this morning, about ready to sign off here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. We thank you very much for joining us. We thank all of our sponsors, Travels with Darley, also Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. We thank him for the great sponsorship here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. So once again, you can see Destination Santa Fe. That's Darley's latest program up and coming here. Coming up on June the 2nd. That's Thursday, about a week's time from Thursday there, 7 p.m. to 8:30. And you can see the link there on the bottom. I'll let it go one more pass here just to write that down to get tickets for Darley's upcoming virtual program, courtesy of Smithsonian Associates. And again, we also thank Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery for all of his support. Some of the best ice cream in the area, the tri-state area. Head over to beautiful Cranford in New Jersey, in Union County, right off historic Round Valley line of New Jersey Transit, and get some of the best ice cream they found. 22 North Avenue West, 272-908. Not using the area code, 908-272-3000 for Ralph. So with that said, here this morning, hope you have a terrific Tuesday morning. Drive safely, everyone, and we'll see you back here in the Tri-State Traffic Show for the Wednesday morning commute beginning at 7 a.m. So once again, see you tomorrow, everybody.